The Maximo application suite Mass 9.1 out. The buzz about AI has, never been louder, and especially within the Maximo community. And so based upon all the questions we've been fielding, we realize that there is a general understanding of what AI is in the form of things like ChatGPT, but not a real understanding of what it is as a tool and how it matters in Maximo, Mass 9. And so we're going to talk about why AI is so important in Mass 9. And right from the top, here's what I think really sums it up. For the enterprises who are adopting the Maximo application suite, the AI infusion is the significant difference in their ability to retain global competitiveness and global leadership in their industry. So if they want to continue to be competitive, then some things are going to have to change. When we look historically, and I remember 40 years ago discussions about how the Chinese, they're going to end up taking over this or that, and 30 years ago it's like, wow, they're making a lot of headway. Well, as of 2023, a couple years ago, 2023, the Chinese manufacturing industry had deployed roughly 280,000 robots in their manufacturing plants, and the US had roughly 38,000. So we're looking at a 7x. And that's a massive amount of capacity difference. That's a massive amount of automation. And when we look at where they are today, they are running autonomous mining. They're running autonomous manufacturing, dark, lights out plants. And there's a lot that goes into that. It's not just a robot. It's the ability to encapsulate an end-to-end process and all of the handoffs and stages in that. And to do it in such a manner that you don't have to have a human there is an incredible achievement. It's one thing to say I have a robot take this one action, but for that to turn into an end-to-end process, that's a massive achievement. And let's talk about where we are, and then again back to how Mass 9 and the AI component are so important. So the Fortune 500 Industrial reported pre-pandemic 8% unplanned downtime on average. They reported also an average cost to repair of $125,000 per incident, with an average cost of production downtime being $1 million an hour. So $125K to repair, $1 million an hour when it goes down. How many hours were they down on average per incident? Don't have that number, but it's probably not less than an hour. And so we see the outsized cost of failure. And when we look at that post-pandemic, that same self-reported statistic went up to 11%. 8% pre-pandemic, 11% post-pandemic. Technology got better. What happened? Our boomers left industry. The brain drain, the knowledge base was walking out the door. That inherent ability to read the situation and respond predictively was walking out the door, did walk out the door. And that's a huge knowledge loss. And we can't just go grab that knowledge. And we know it's not completely gone, but the statistics show the impact of it. And that knowledge is effectively built into the culture, the fabric of the US. And that has been our competitive advantage. That is why we've been a global leader. So if we want to remain competitive at a global scale, if we want to be seen as a continued leader in these areas, then we have to change our approach. And it's not going to be finding a bunch of baby boomers to come out of retirement. It's going to be leveraging AI against the knowledge that we do still have within our organizations and those learnings, so that when brought together, we are amplifying the capabilities of those individuals and at the same time actually generating a knowledge base, which is what we have failed to do. And that's where that unplanned downtime increase comes from. We failed to create a knowledge base for those last 30, 40 years, or we failed to create enough of a knowledge base. That type of knowledge is what drives the next decision. That human ability to predict comes from that knowledge base, and the ability to rapidly, intelligently go through what we know and figure out what we should do now. What the AI helps us do is capture that, augment it, so that we can be constantly iterating and improving. And that's how we're going to retain that global competitiveness, that global leadership position. Our cultural understanding, our knowledge base, with all of the technical expertise. When we do that, we have created a scenario where the next person coming in is going to find that if they understand process, they understand the tools that they have, with the accessibility, the usability, and the deployability of that knowledge through the Maximo application suite, through the AI tools, we're going to see what we've done is we've created a scenario of living knowledge amongst our organizations. And that's where the advantage comes. So, when I look at this, are we going to be the most cost-effective producers of plastic toys? Probably not. Are we going to retain our leadership position as the most cost-effective producers of high precision, next-gen technological things? There's a good chance that we can, because those are the areas where our deep roots in this kind of expertise become incredibly valuable. So, it's MAS9, the Maximo application suite AI. If we look at it in a PowerPoint deck, talking about creating problem codes and FMEAs, and those are important things, but really, those are very entry level. That's kindergarten. Let's get up to the, collegiate level. Let's get to the doctorate level. That's where we need to be, and that's where we can be. And we've got to capture that while we still have the people walking around that have that legacy knowledge. It's deep water. There's a lot to think about here, a lot to discuss. So if you're wondering and you haven't figured it out yet, then reach out. Let's talk. What do you got to lose? Hit us up, sales@banetti.com. Let's talk. Get ready with Banetti. Like, subscribe.